We've been testing out the SPROlink N5 for a while now, and I must say that it's quite an incredible product from the guys at SPROlink. It's a 4-channel switcher and web streamer. Also, it has some new features such as the direct video playback, and also you can stream directly from this product via the Ethernet. But all of that we'll tell you shortly. To get us started, we have a 3-camera setup on this demo. All right, so we have the front-facing camera over there. We have the top-bottom camera here, as well as the side view camera here, which has the SPROlink N5 in view, as well as our beautiful monitor here, still from the guys at SPROlink. This is the MD24K, which is also a 2-channel video switcher and a web streamer. It's a pretty amazing product that you can use to more like run a one-man band kind of shoot. But, you know, that's just by the way. All right. To get us started, we have already plugged in our sources, which altogether we have 4 sources, which 3 cameras and 1 computer, which is a MacBook Air. All right. So to get us started, the first view, which is this, is plugged to channel 1. As shown here, which is channel 1 here. We have our top-down facing camera, which is Impute 2, and also the side view camera here, which is Impute 3, as well as Impute 4, which is from our MacBook Air. All right, all of this is HDMI inputs. Okay, note that there are 2 variants of the N5 video switcher, which is the N5 and the N5S. The difference is either of HDMI or SDI selection. So when you're purchasing yours, do well to indicate based on your equipment that you have. Let's take a quick dive into the buttons in no particular order, but first we'll just check the switches. It's made up of plasticky sort of feel, which feels quite very responsive. So if I'm tapping on channel 1, we have the functional old school style TBar, but somewhat it's been reduced in size. You know, we have the TBar always looking very conspicuous and, you know, clunky, but it's been reduced sort of, and still find a way to use the old times, what's it called, TBar. You can always switch on the mode to help you select the TBar function, which by sliding up, you change your transition. So before we get into the physical buttons, let's get through what's behind. Number 1, we have HDMI 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as your auxiliary and program, which is to a MD2K 4K monitor, which serves as more like a little preview, just to help us see what our final switch is. Good part about this is that you can customize what you want to see here. We'll come to that later on in the video. All right. So the next input we have there is the USB, which you can use to play back or load up files that you can play back directly on the switcher itself. Also, we have the Ethernet connection, which gives you, or which provide the unit internet access to stream directly from the unit. And lastly, we have the DC power inlet from your power adapter supplied to your unit. On the physical buttons here, you have the volume, delay on, you know, if you're playing back, and also you have the HPAF, and you have this joystick here if you're using the PTZ controls. And also you have Impute 1 selection, 2, 3, 4, and media. Okay, so you can, you know, toggle through which of the input you want and use your TBar to either switch, or you can switch the mode that can help you switch directly on any of the inputs that you are switching to. You know, the amazing part about the N5 video switcher is the fact that most of the buttons that you have to navigate the menu to find, such as the audio, the graphics, the media, all have been made to have a physical button on here. Now, what does that mean? Say I want to load up a video file here that, you know, more like playback a video file in the middle of a presentation. So easily I can go to menu and scroll to where I have media, click on that and click on the media pool and come to the folder selection. Now you have three sources which you can play back video files from. First, which is the local. The second, which is the SD card, which is already in there. And the third, which is the USB. Of course, I've plugged in my USB there and already loaded a file there, and press down this to load it to your auxiliary selection, which is your media 5. So doing that, I can easily now tap on the file to play back already or put it on standby and hit my Impute 5 selection right now. So hitting on Impute 5 selection already plays back the file. Right in the middle of your production, you want to reduce chances of errors as low as possible. And the introduction of these keys just makes that very, very achievable right now. So same thing we did earlier. To access your media files, you only have to come to the media playback, which is file here. Immediately it pops or it switches to where you have your media playback. And under that, you can access it by clicking on play or pause. So I'll click on play and it plays. The next feature I'd like to highlight is the fact that you can toggle on and off your audio playback of either any of your sources or your media playback, especially if your media playback is just on standby waiting for, a cue from your presentation when you need the audio up. All right. So to access that, right now we are playing back with audio on, and we can go to media 5, look for media 5 on the keyboard, which is a keyboard. Yes, I'm right. So, and either off or toggle on and off that. In previous product models, such as the Auto Plus, to play back media files, you either have to line your MacBook Air, your laptop, whatever your playback device is, into Impute 4. And that is exactly the setup we have here. And I'm just demonstrating that to show you how also that can be a playback solution for you. So this is already on Impute 4 on standby, and I hit the play button or the space bar on my MacBook Air and cut to that. And you have your video playing, which that still solves the same playback. All right. So we can also switch back to, So another feature we'd like to talk about is the audio input feature, which has two sources of audio, mic 1 and mic 2. So in this video, I have my Rode Wireless Go 2 on and also connected the receiver, which is here, this unit, to mic 1 of that. So already I'm having the audio line directly into the switcher, and it's going perfectly. To access that, it's quite very, very straightforward. You can access the audio controls either from the physical buttons or the menu. Let's go with the physical buttons. It has an audio button here. If you tap it, you have these audio controls already turned on for you. And we'll go to mic 1, which is where our lav mic is connected. And you can choose to toggle on or off. Like you can see in the control display, it's turning on and off. Also, you can choose to either reduce the audio level and increase the audio level as you so desire. Another exciting feature about the SPROlink N5 video switcher is the fact that you can record all your mix directly into a local disk drive, that's SSD or SD card, which you can plug directly behind where the SD card port is, which makes having a backup of your recording right within the N5 switcher. Also, I'd like to point out that you will need to format your SD card or your SSD drive using the switcher itself. Go into the menu and scroll to where you have System, tap the button and scroll to, I think that should be the last page or second to the last page. On the record menu, you have your SD or USB. You can select either of the choices that you have plugged into the system. Then you proceed to formatting. The N5 is equipped with Internet Protocol to help you stream right out of the box without a need for a laptop. So to get that done, you need internet supplied via an Ethernet cable. Then you need to set up your internet. To do that, you go into the menu and select System and go to where you have Network. On the network menu, scroll to where you have DHCP and toggle it on. Then click or select apply. This will help SPROlink N5 unit to detect your IP address, thereby supplying it the internet from your sending device. But once the IP address is picked up, you can either use your mobile phone to dial in the IP address that you see there, which for now we have 192.168.0.137. So if we dial that, we have this page, which is now the internet control page for our network switcher. So let me switch to that. So we have that in here. So already with this page now active, you can now set up your streaming protocol, which is your RTMP and also your password. Note that you can stream to 2 destinations all simultaneously. To stream, we had already set our RTMP link and all of that. All you need to do is hit the stream key right on the SPROlink N5 menu, and you should have your stream live on any of the platform that you have set. You can now load up graphics into the N5 video switcher either as banner or lower third, but also it has pre-made templates that you can choose from. So to get your logo on screen, you can either choose the already existing template on the N5, or you can also add yours. First, to get this started, click on logo and go on air. So this brings it onto the program screen. All of this is what you can achieve with the SPROlink N5 video switcher and web streamer right out of the box. I must say that this is an incredible product that I would wish that you can get in your production or live production arsenal. So for me, another feature that slapped real hard is the fact that it came right out of the box with this 7-inch monitor, which just helps you, just have a visual of everything you're doing, right out of the box, which helps you get a visual of everything you're doing just right out of the box without the need for a third-party monitor setup. That can be quite spacious, or, just something to help you travel light and fast. I'll see you on the next video.